Right, we've now installed WordPress, so the first thing we're going to do is just clean up the installation, get rid of some sample files and some bits and pieces that we don't really need. So as we'll see in a minute, when you first log into WordPress, you have this kind of welcome screen, which is meant to be helpful, but we don't really need, so we'll just get rid of that. When you first install WordPress, it also creates a sample page and also a sample post, and we'll get rid of those, as we'll see in a minute. Incidentally, you might be wondering what the difference is between pages and posts. Don't worry about it for the time being. They're actually very similar, but technically they are quite different, but we'll talk about that later. There's also things called plugins, and a couple of plugins are installed by default, and I normally get rid of those. There's one that's particularly useless called Hello Dolly, which for some reason is always installed, so I'll show you how to get rid of those in a minute. Something else we'll do is we'll get rid of some extra themes. As I'll explain later, you can install themes and you can install plugins, but certainly with themes, only one theme is actually active at any one time. So in this example here, we've got 3 different themes installed, one of which is active, the one over to the left in the screen as displayed here, and the other 2, which are 2017 and 2016, they're inactive. They do, however, take up a little piece of memory, and they will require updating when new updates are available. So as a really good piece of advice, if you've got any themes that are installed that you're not using, get rid of them. You can always reinstall them later. And the same goes for plugins. You'll find that if you're playing around with plugins, and I say we'll explain exactly what themes and plugins are later, so don't worry about it for the time being. But a good piece of advice is that if you've been playing around with a few plugins and you've just been experimenting to see if you like them or not, if you're not using them, deactivate them and actually delete them. Deactivating is different from deleting, as we'll see. And as with themes, if you have plugins that are installed, regardless of whether they're active or not, they will take up some memory. So if you're not using them, get rid of them. Now previously we created a website, and the website address in this particular case was www.to, as in number 2, to createawebsite.com.au. So in order to view this website, I just simply type the web address into the address bar up here, and as you can see, this is the website it comes up. Now if I just add something else to the end of this address, which is /wp-admin, so can you see I've got to createawebsite.com.au/wp-admin. Now if I type that in and press return, what that does is it takes me to this box here where I have to type in my username and my password. And it's a good idea to maybe type those in and possibly click on remember to stop you having to remember it every time. It depends on how security conscious you are. You might decide to just remember it and type it in each time, so it's up to you. But anyway, you type in the username and the password, click on where it says login, and that takes you into the back end. So what we just saw was the front end. That's what the users see. We went to the admin section by typing wp-admin into the address bar, pressing return, and this is now the back end, the administration end, if you like. Now there's a couple of things we can get rid of here. We can click on dismiss here, so we can get rid of this welcome thing in the background, because we don't really need that. There's this thing about personal data and privacy. We'll dismiss that for the time being. We'll come back to that later. So let's just kind of tidy things up slightly. So that's the first thing. If I click on where it says posts here, you'll find there is a sample post called Hello World. If I want to get rid of that, I just mouse over it to where it says trash, click on trash, that's it, it's gone. So that was a sample post. If we go down to where it says pages and then move over to where it says all pages, go and click on that. Again, I'll just mouse over the sample page, go to where it says trash, click on that, and that's now gone as well. So that's got rid of the sample post and sample page. If I click where it says plugins here, again, don't worry what plugins are for the time being. So just go to plugins, install plugins. So by default, these are to install plugins. I'm not a great fan of either of these, so I'll just click where it says delete. Are you sure? Yes, go away. And the same with this one. There's Hello Dolly 1, click on delete, click on OK. There you are, those sample plugins have gone. You can always bring them back if you decided you really want them, so they can be installed again for free, no problem. But they're not particularly useful. So that's got rid of the sample default plugins. If I click where it says Appearance and then go to where it says Themes, you can see this is the active theme. More on themes later, what they actually do. But over here we've got two inactive themes. So this one here is the active theme. You can see there it says active. These don't actually say inactive or anything, but you'll notice if I move over this, I could click here to activate that one, at which point this will be active and then this will be deactivated because there's only one active theme at a time. Same with this one here. If I wanted to activate this one for some reason, I'd just click there. As it is, I want to get rid of these. You might think, well, if I just move over here, where's the delete button? It would be kind of nice if it was here, but what you have to do is click on it, and then down the bottom here it says delete, so you have to view it first, then delete it. Are you sure? Yes, go away. Fine, you've got rid of the damn thing. This one here, again, you just move the mouse over it, click on the background there, go to where it says delete. Are you sure? Yes, go away. So now we just got the one theme. And I said by doing that you saved a little bit of precious memory, and WordPress doesn't have that much memory to play around with anyway, so it's always a good idea if you can save memory. So if we just recap there, we went to posts and we got rid of the default posts, and big surprise, no posts found now. If you go to where it says pages, again no pages are found apart from this one called privacy policy. More on that later. I'll leave that one, but we actually trashed the other one, which is a sample page. I then went to where it says plugins, remember that, and I deleted the two plugins there. Then I went to appearance and got rid of the other themes that were installed. So it's a little bit confusing at first, but generally you'll find that when you're messing about with WordPress, most of the things you want are either under appearance, so you've got themes and widgets and menus and stuff under appearance, and under settings we've got various other things. So various bits and bobs here. Now, talking of settings, before we do anything else, we click on settings, go to where it says reading, and can you see here, I say, right, let's go and discourage search engines from indexing this website. So you need to do this immediately you start configuring this website, because at the moment we've just installed this version of WordPress. It's not being configured, it's not being optimized. There's no content at the moment. So simply by clicking on settings and then going to where it says reading here and then clicking on where it says discourage search engines from indexing this site, that basically tells Google to go away until we're ready. So I click on save changes. Obviously big problem here if you forget about this, because at the moment we're saying to Google, go away, do not index this site. Now most people, the whole point of having a website so it gets found in Google, so you have to make absolutely sure that if you turn this off, that when your website is all set up and perfect, you go back in here, remove that, save your changes, and make it visible to Google. But as it is for the time being, I'm going to hide this from Google.